Hey there, retro fans! Today we're diving into one of the most unique and exciting subgenres on the NES, Action RPGs. These are the games that mix the thrill of real-time combat with the stat building and exploration of classic RPGs. Instead of taking turns or waiting for menus, you were right in the middle of the action, swinging swords, dodging fireballs, and uncovering secrets as you went. This isn't a list for turn-based titans like Final Fantasy or Dragon Warrior. Today, we're focusing on games that gave you direct control over the action. Whether you were battling monsters, exploring dungeons, or leveling up in a side-scrolling world, these games gave you a real sense of adventure. Let's jump into the 10 best NES Action RPGs. If you ever wondered what Zelda 2 would look like wrapped in Greek mythology, the Battle of Olympus is your answer. This side-scrolling adventure has tight controls, gorgeous sprite work, and an impressive variety of mythological bosses. You'll face off against Hydras, Cyclops, and even Hades himself in your quest to rescue a kidnapped maiden. Like Zelda 2, the game is tough, requiring sharp reflexes and careful timing, but its lore and weapon system add just enough RPG spice to keep it engaging. The labyrinthine world design rewards exploration, and once you get hooked, it's hard to put down. The Magic of Scheherazade is a hidden gem that blends overhead exploration, time travel, and a mixture of action and turn-based combat. It's a strange and bold hybrid that shouldn't work, but somehow does. You travel between 3 time periods to save a princess and stop an evil demon, recruiting allies along the way. There's a bit of Zelda, a bit of Dragon Quest, and a healthy dose of Arabian Nights flavor. The blend of genres and the strategic use of magic give it more depth than your average top-down action RPG. While not as polished as some of its peers, it earns its spot for creativity alone. A spin-off of the Ghosts and Goblins series, Gargoyle's Quest 2 gives Firebrand, yes, one of the enemies from Ghosts and Goblins, his own starring role. The game combines overworld RPG mechanics with side-scrolling action stages. Firebrand can hover and shoot fireballs, adding a platforming twist that sets it apart from traditional top-down titles. The game is visually striking, and its world feels eerie and different in the best ways. It's one of those sequels that improves on nearly every aspect of the original Game Boy title, offering better graphics, tighter gameplay, and a richer story. Imagine a blend of Zelda and Goonies, and you've got a sense of what StarTropics delivers. You play as Mike Jones, a yo-yo-wielding teenager searching for his missing uncle across a series of tropical islands. Each dungeon is full of puzzles, traps, and enemies, and while combat is grid-based and sometimes stiff, the game shines with charm and creativity. What really sets StarTropics apart is its quirky tone and unique use of real-world elements, like that famous letter you had to dip in water to uncover a code. It's one of the most distinct NES adventures, and it still holds up as a fresh experience. While it's often remembered as a beat-em-up, River City Ransom absolutely belongs on this list. Underneath its punchy exterior is a surprisingly deep RPG. You roam the city, level up your stats by eating at restaurants, and buy new moves from dojos. It has light exploration, equipment upgrades, and a storyline that unfolds as you beat up rival gangs. And it's hilarious. The goofy localization gives it a ton of character. It also supports 2-player co-op, which was rare for action RPGs at the time. River City Ransom is a genre hybrid that still feels ahead of its time. Capcom adapted Willow into a surprisingly strong action RPG for the NES. Loosely based on the film, it puts you in the role of the fledgling sorcerer, Willow Ufgood, as he battles through forests, caves, and castles. The top-down combat feels smooth and satisfying, with enemies that swarm intelligently, and spells that become increasingly powerful. It's a bit like Zelda, but with more RPG depth and experience-based progression. The visuals are colorful, the soundtrack is great, and it's one of the best examples of a movie tie-in game done right. Faxanadu is one of those games that quietly impressed players in the NES era, but never reached the heights of the Zeldas or Castlevanias. It's a side-scrolling RPG with a bleak, oppressive world and haunting music to match. You're a nameless hero returning to your home city, now overrun with monsters. You'll explore vertical towers, collect magical items, and slowly uncover a twisted story of decay. The XP and magic systems are well balanced, and the item-based progression keeps exploration satisfying. It might not have the flashiest visuals, but it delivers a strong, moody atmosphere and satisfying challenge. Possibly the most divisive game on this list, Zelda 2 dared to break away from the original's formula, with side-scrolling action and RPG leveling. And honestly, it works. The sword combat is tight, the magic system adds flexibility, and the overworld design is deceptively clever. It's a much harder game than the first Zelda, and newcomers can be thrown off by the punishing difficulty. But for players willing to dig in, it offers some of the most rewarding moments on the NES. It feels like a bold experiment, a game that tried something different and largely succeeded, and I will go to bat for it any chance I get. SNK's Crystalis is often called a worthy competitor to The Legend of Zelda, and with good reason. It features top-down action, a sci-fi fantasy hybrid world, and a story that's surprisingly ambitious. You awaken in a post-apocalyptic world, and must recover 4 elemental swords to save humanity. The action is fast and fluid, the magic system is versatile, and the world design is packed with secrets. It also has one of the best soundtracks on the NES. Crystalis was ahead of its time, and it's a shame it didn't spawn a long-running series. It had all the right ingredients to do so. There are a few titles worth mentioning that didn't make the cut, like Deadly Towers, for its ambition if not its execution, Clash at Demon Head, more Metroidvania but still loaded with RPG flavor, and Times of Lore, which had Ultima-style depth but Zelda-like movement and exploration. The original Legend of Zelda defined the action RPG genre on consoles. With its open-ended world, real-time combat, and sense of mystery, it was like nothing else at the time. Players were free to explore dungeons in almost any order, uncover hidden secrets with bombs and candles, and grow stronger through heart containers and item upgrades. It trusted players to figure things out, a rarity in games then and now. Even decades later, Zelda remains a masterclass in game design. It laid the foundation not just for the series, but for an entire genre. Whether you're revisiting these classics or discovering them for the first time, these games helped lay the groundwork for modern action RPGs. From the sword-swinging heroics of Link to the spell-casting antics in Scheherazade, the NES was full of adventures that kept you on your toes. So, what's your favorite NES action RPG? Did we miss any hidden gems? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe for more retro countdowns every week. Check out our review for Arcade Paradise. It's a very fun, retro-heavy game. If you're into D&D, you can also check out our sister channel, Tellist, where we have plenty of maps on display. And we'll also be refreshing this channel with new retro reviews, so keep an eye out.